I'm Rhonda Findling. I'm an author and I'm a therapist and coach. I'm an author of 7 books, the most famous one being Don't Call That Man, A Survival Guide to Letting Go, which has been translated into 8 languages. Anyway, I just wanted to respond to some of the podcasts that I see that hosted by women. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about money. I find it a little bit unusual, or maybe I shouldn't say unusual, but a little jolting that when I hear that women are talking on podcasts about wanting men to pay their bills. And this is not somebody who they're in partnership with, that they're not married to them or living with them. These are just women dating men, and they find it really important that when they're dating, that a man has to pay their bills. What happened to the feminist movement? I don't know. Okay, it could be like maybe a little older than them, and so I've lived through that. I've seen what it was like when women were so dependent on men. They had to stay with men because they're so dependent on them financially. And it's so fantastic now that women are so much more independent, are even starting to do better than men financially. Graduating, I don't know the statistics off the top of my head, but more women are graduating from college, I think, than men now. And instead of taking pride in that, still expecting men to pay their electricity bill. I mean, I don't even understand the mentality of that. I would think that at this juncture, at 2025, that women should be proud and prideful, to be independent, and when looking for a man, they should be more of a partnership. Or, okay, maybe you want him to take you out to dinner. I mean, he's still the man. I could sort of understand that, but to pay your bills, what I think you should take some time to explore what it is that you want from him to be like. Is there? I think it really is symbolic of wanting something from him. Do you want him to be your parent? Do you want him to show some kind of symbolic of love? But it's more of a transactional kind of relationship. It's not two independent, separate people merging together to have an equal kind of relationship. It's more of an almost a transaction, and like what he can do for you. And so I think it's really a narcissistic feature, to be really honest. And I think that a woman really needs to explore that, like what that means to her, rather than just staying with this thought of that money or him paying for her bills is so important. You know, I find it interesting that so many women complain about men being narcissistic, but I have to tell you, as someone who's treated thousands of people, women who came to me because of my books, that a lot of women who complain about narcissistic men are themselves narcissistic. Some of these are narcissistic features. So I think some of the women who are complaining about narcissistic men need to take a look at themselves and own their own narcissism. But I just wanted to say that. And also on the subject of money, I also hear the other side of the coin, that women say that sometimes men will ask them for money, which that really astounds me. That I find it very like not masculine. Like I'm sort of surprised that a man would lower himself, sort of emasculate himself to ask a woman for money. That really is looking for a mommy, looking for it's like being a baby and dependent and infantile. So if you are dating and a man starts asking you for money, I highly suggest you end the relationship. I mean, unless it's some unbelievable emergency, like God forbid somebody is sick or loses their some kind of realistic emergency. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just a man who comes up with different things he needs money for. I don't think that a mature man who's not maybe antisocial, and I say antisocial, not that he's sociable, but he's a little sociopathic, who maybe has some hostility and anger towards women and wants to exploit her, that would be the only thing behind that a man should be really, he really needs to get his act together if he has to go asking a woman for money. So that's my what I have to say about the whole money issue. I really wanted to respond to that from some of the things that I'm seeing. And I will be online on YouTube Live pretty often in the next few weeks. So if anybody wants to call in, or I'm going to have an available phone number, or they want to come to the chat room and ask me any questions, they're welcome to do that. Or they can just contact me live on Instagram. DM me, or on Facebook at Rhonda_Findling. That's at Rhonda RHONDA_Findling FINDLING. Just DM me with the question. I will be happy to answer your questions in the next time, which will be pretty soon that I'm going to go live on YouTube again. And with that, I will say good night.